Hey YouTube, it's Michael from Asymmetrical Preparedness. So, today I had some ideas of free preps. So, don't laugh at me too hard for some of the ideas, you know. I was trying to come up with some ideas, uh, more than just like one or two. I was trying to come up with a decent list of free preps. So some of them are more legitimate than others. Some of them are like, you know, whatever. But hey, they're free. So, you know, I just want to put this out there. So, for the first one I have is first one that come to mind is auction absorbers. You know, those little packets that come in prepackaged foods. You know, different kinds of prepackaged foods to keep them fresh. Those are auction absorbers. Those are the same things you buy and put in your buckets for your food storage, for your dry stores. Um, so you can get them free. Just collect them from other, you know, all the stuff you get. I just have a Ziploc bag in my spice pantry and my spice cabinet next to where I cook and stuff. So anytime we open up something in the kitchen to throw in the microwave, whatever it is, you know, I'll keep the little auction absorber if there's one in it. Or if you buy, you know, a new pair of shoes, you normally have auction absorbers in them. They come in a lot of different things, electronics, stuff like that. Keep them. You know, look at them. You know, some of them might not be reusable. I'm not sure about that. But what you can do is you can throw them in the oven, dry them back out, and reuse them. So you can use them in your preps. You know, I wouldn't, if you got a brand new fresh auction absorber that you bought, you know, you only need to throw one in a bucket. Well, you know, if you're reusing something and you dried it yourself, you know, you may want to throw two or three in there. But hey, they're free, so you know you can do that. Another thing is, along with that, skip down my list, is buckets. To put the food storage in, to put the auction absorbers in, or you can get them free a lot of times. Food grade buckets from like Costco, Walmart, maybe, I forget about Walmart, but different places that have bakeries. Because the different, like the dough mixes and or the frosting and stuff like that, different things that a bakery uses comes in food grade buckets. And they just throw them out. It's for them. It's a waste product. They have to have a way to get rid of them. So, you know, a lot of times they'll just give them to you. Just a sec. Okay, I'm back. Sorry for the little glitch there. So yeah, buckets. You can get them free. You know, try different bakeries, local bakeries and stuff like that. They may give them to you for free. You know, because they just, like I said, need to get rid of them. They have to have a way to get rid of them, and if you know they don't have to pay to get rid of them, to throw them away. I don't know. Some places they may recycle them. I'm not sure. Or they may have other ways to get rid of them. But try. It doesn't hurt to try. Use some free buckets for your food storage that way. Another thing is dryer lint. Every time you clean your lint filter, which you should be doing every other load, or if not every load, not being your mother here, but you know, keep that clean so you don't have dryer fires. But anyway, take that lint, set it off to the side, set it in a plastic Ziploc bag or something, and then every time, maybe not every time, but whenever you use up toilet paper, a little cardboard, you know, roll thing that toilet paper goes on, set that over by the dryer lint, put the dryer lint, you know, shove it down inside there until it gets full, and then that's good fire starter. Great fire starter. What I just started doing is I came up with an idea. I'm like, hey, well, if I'm gonna do, you know, first I started saving dryer lint. Then I realized the whole toilet paper little thing, and I'm like, hey, that would be a good idea. So started doing that, and then what I'll do is I'll get a couple of those, put them in a Ziploc bag, and then when I thought, oh, well, what's even better than that? I'll go out back in the woods behind my house and gather up a bunch of little twigs, maybe a little bit bigger sticks, you know, but nothing bigger around than like my pinky, you know, just some little things, break them into the sizes that'll fit in one of those big gallon Ziploc bags, put those in there, and then throw a Bic in there. So you got, you know, some fire starting, some tinder, then you got little twigs and something a little bit bigger to start a fire with. And you got fire kits. You can throw them in a Ziploc bag, throw them in a box, whatever, you know, whatever you like, however you want to store them. It's just a really good idea, and it's free. Even if you live somewhere in a city or something like that, I'm sure you have places you can find dry sticks. And if they're not dry, just, you know, find any sticks, bring them into your house and let them sit somewhere for a while and let them dry out. Um, Another one thing is, and this is a really cheesy one, I apologize for this, but you know, like magazines and different places, coupon things, you know, they send you free samples and stuff, or you can request free samples. A lot of times it has like laundry cleaners or wipes and just different things like that. But hey, even in a crap it's a fan scenario, you need to clean. You still got to have cleanliness. Actually, very important there, way more important than now, because you won't have a doctor to go to. You don't have the access to antibiotics like you have now. Even if you have them stored, it's still a really good idea. Hygiene is going to be very important, very, very important. So I know it's cheesy, but hey, that's another one. Newspapers, you know those little flyers, the free newspapers you get, or the little things that come in your mailbox that are made like they're like newspapers, but they're like a community flyer or something like that. You know, community news. Save those. Crumple them up. You know, like you used to start a fire. So that's what you use them for. You could even throw some of those, make some fire kits up with those. With shove some in a Ziploc bag. Throw in a bic and some twigs. You do the same thing there, and you got a fire starting kit. Same thing with, also newspapers, if you had to, crimple them up really good, you know, a bunch of times and stuff like that, get them softer, and then you can use it for toilet paper, if you had to, just saying. Same with phone books. Crimple those all up really well, use it for toilet paper, use them for fire starters. You could throw a phone book in a bag, and a lighter, and some twigs also, same thing. So you can make these little fire starting kits out of a lot of different ideas. So yeah, just do that and then throw it in your preps, in your food storage, whatever you want to call it. Another thing is whenever you got old stuff and you throw it away, take the screws, the nuts, the bolts, the nails, all that kind of stuff out of them. You know, if you have furniture you're throwing away, pull all that old stuff out. You know, hinges off of something, just all those different things, electronic stuff. They got a lot of little screws and nuts and bolts and stuff like that in them. Pull all that stuff out before you throw it away. Throw them in a jar, throw them in a Ziploc bag, throw them in a box, whatever you want. Just keep them. That's a good thing to have. I call them my man jar. I have a big mason jar full of just stuff like that. Random stuff that I get into all the time, and I'm able to fix stuff all around my house. I'm able to do a lot of things that I wouldn't be able to do. I'd have to go to the store and buy the stuff. But I go in there and I dig it out and I make it work. You know, that's one of those abilities. Making stuff works. Just making stuff, being able to make stuff work is a very vital skill. Figuring it out in your cell on your own. Not having to have somebody come in and do it for you. You're not going to have who you're going to call when crap hits a fan. Just saying. Rainwater collection. Some of those food grade buckets I talked about. Sit them outside. You know, set up a tarp in your yard if you have, you know, tied to trees or your porch or something like that. You know, have it weighted at the bottom with a hole in it that drains into a bucket. There's lots of different ways you can collect rainwater. You can just set the bucket outside. You could do a tarp thing like that into a bucket, and then you can still use the bucket for your preps. And then what you do is with the rainwater, another idea is the used soda bottles, used juice bottles, stuff like that. It's another free item that I'll talk about for water storage. Great idea. And it doesn't have to be rainwater. You know, you could use your tap water. If you have well water, city water, whatever, you know, fill it up. Sanitize the used bottles really well before you fill them. Fill them up all the way. Sometimes I take a layer of cellophane or a plastic bag or something like that, put it over the top. Fill it up all the way so it's actually got like a positive bubble on top of the bottle. Just a sec. Okay, sorry. So it makes it like a little, you know, the positive bubble on top of the opening, and then lay something over it, or just screw the cap on then, so you have the least amount of air in there as possible, so that it's the least likely, it is less likely for air and for bacteria to grow in there if you do that. I'm not saying it's 100%, but you know, it's better than nothing. So that I store water like that. And even if you feel that it's not safe to drink, then you can use it for flushing toilets, you can use it for washing your animals, you can use it for bathing with. You can even, if you feel safe enough to throw it in some, like we're making soup, to boil it, or beans and rice, boil it first and then throw your stuff in. Whatever you feel is necessary and fits your situation. So that's kind of another one. So rainwater collection, rainwater is free, it comes from the sky, even though some states make it illegal. I think it's actually illegal here in Washington State, which is freaking retarded. Are you kidding me? Collecting stuff that falls from the sky is illegal. That's like, you know, if I scoop up a bottle of air and put a lid on it, you know, I collected air for free. Oh no, I should go to jail for it. Whatever. That's so dumb. Yeah, we're, like I said in many videos, we're losing our freedoms, people. Wake up. It's time we do something about this. We have to, or we're not going to have anything left. Compost for your garden. If you have a garden, I hope you do, you need to be growing your own calories. So collect all your old vegetable, fruit waste, eggshells, stuff like that. And if you don't have anywhere else to put it, like say you're growing stuff in pots in an apartment, keep it in a bucket. You know, you don't have to use one of those food grade buckets I was talking about, or you could if you have lots of those free ones. Throw it in the bucket, get a scoop of dirt, something like that, some sawdust, you know, whatever. Look up videos about composting. I'm not an expert on composting. We just throw stuff in a pile in our side yard because we live rural and nobody even cares. And then what we do is, I don't even really turn it. I just leave it all sit there. I throw some dirt over it once in a while, and that area is just awesome. That dirt is so good for growing stuff. Every year just I have huge mass amounts of potatoes that grow out of there, and tomatoes and squash and stuff like that. That randomly, I never even planted it. It just grows. It's crazy. So try doing something like that. Already talked about used soda bottles, juice bottles for storing water, buckets from bakeries. Another one is burlap sacks. I know a lot of things don't come in burlap sacks anymore, but if you get something that comes in a burlap sack, save it. You can use it to make a ghillie suit, which hopefully I plan on making another ghillie suit and videotaping it so I can put it up here for you guys on how to make a ghillie suit. But burlap sacks also have many other uses. They're just really awesome. I mean, you can cut them up, sew them together with other, you know, use edge fabric or something like that to make a warmer coat or something. You know, it has a lot of uses. Keep burlap always. Another thing is wild edibles in your area. Where I live in the Pacific Northwest, there's I'm looking at just miles and miles of blackberries right now. Well, actually, I can't see miles, but you know what I mean. So many blackberries, they're just coming out our ears. Wild edibles like plantain grows here. I have, what's that tea? Chamomile. I have chamomile growing all over my driveway. We go out there and collect it, and we throw it and we dry it, throw it in the oven and dry it, and then put it in little Ziploc bags for tea. We have tea all year, you know, well, not all year round, but it makes quite a bit of tea. You know, there's a lot of other wild edibles we have around here. Whatever you have in your area, collect them, and you can figure out what setting you need to do specific things in your oven and lay them out in baking sheets and dry them. And then once they're dried, you can either like throw them in a blender, make some powder out of them, powder it up, throw it in a Ziploc bag, throw it in your preps. Just for some extra fruit and vegetable type things in your diet for when crap goes south. Or you could, if you have a dehydrator, that kind of gets into the realm of not being free anymore, but yeah, you could dehydrate them. If you have one of those freeze dryers, ooh, yeah, nice. Those things are expensive, but man, it makes some good stuff. So, yeah, you could do that with wild edibles. Instead of just, you know, learn about them, definitely. You got to learn about wild edibles. What's in your area? What's your AO, your area of operation? What kinds of things? You know, I'm just looking around here really quick. I can see a lot of them. You know, I see some blackberries. I see some Oregon grape. I see some salal. There's different ferns. You can eat the new growth and stuff like, you know, off of them. You know, there's a lot of stuff around. Your area is different than my area probably, but there's always some kind of wild edible like that around whatever your specific area is. Yeah, dry them, store them. Why not? And the last thing, item number 13, lucky 13 for me, what do I always preach? The number one free prep, the most important prep that there is probably, is what? Fitness. Yes. Fitness, keeping yourself fit, working out. You can do it anywhere. It's free. You can do it any time of day. There's always ways you can do fitness. We've talked about that in a lot. You know, I talk about that in all my videos. So I'm not really going to go into it anymore. You guys know what you need to do. No matter what your life situation is, there's some way that you can help yourself to be a little more physically fit. If you can get in really good shape, that's awesome. The better shape you're in, the better chances you have of surviving an SHTF scenario, because when SHTF happens, everything is going to be more physical, more physically demanding. And if your body's already used to it and ready for it, you will be much more likely to succeed and to survive and to thrive. That's the whole idea. I don't want to just survive SHTF. I want to thrive. I don't want to just, be alive and make it. I want to live my life. I want to be, it's more difficult, of course. I wouldn't know if I'd say happy, but I want to thrive. I don't want to just survive. So do these things, please. I know some of these free things were kind of cheesy, but I just want to throw out some ideas. There's probably a lot more out there I didn't think of. If you have any more ideas, throw them in the comments section, so other people can see them. If you like my channel, please subscribe. Seems like, YouTube's doing their little thing, smacking some subscribers around, unsubscribing them, stuff like that, but I don't care. I'm going to keep on fighting the fight, putting out videos. I'm not quitting. I'm here for you guys. I love it. This is a lot of fun for me. So please subscribe, hit the like button, do the little bell reminder so you know when I put out new videos. Also, YouTube likes to hide things like that, so just go to my channel. If you go directly to the channel, then you won't miss out on any video. You'll see them right there in front of you, what new ones there are. Yeah, please comment below. Please prep out of, oh man, I'm tired. Don't prep out of fear. Prep out of peace of mind. That's what I was trying to say. Keep up the good fight. Stay positive. Know that you're loved. And do the good things. Please. And have a nice day. Blessings to you and yours.